Okay, people, I have taken my engine out because it ran, and long story short, tore it apart and fixed the gears, put it all back together, found the rotation of which way it went. I thought it was going the wrong way. Anyways, so got it all back together. It ran great. I got videos of it running great, and then it quit running. It stopped running because it ran out of gas, so I switched it to reserve. Once I switched it to the reserve tank, it didn't start at all. So I went and got fresh gas, mixed it with the original gas that was still in the reserve tank. Come to find out that I think the gas was bad on the reserve side, or the reserve part of the tank. That I don't know if it fried the rings or the valves, or also contaminated the carburetor, but the whole gas was contaminated. Switched out, I drained the whole tank. It's sitting over there behind that tire right there. Put fresh gas in it, brand new fresh gas in it after I cleaned it all out. And now it didn't start after that, so I took the carburetor apart and I reworked it, cleaned it all the way out, and it was pretty crappy. And then I stuck it back on the engine on the bike, and it still didn't start. So I got a compression checker, checked the compression, found out it's supposed to be around 160 to 180, and the compression was down to about 70, 75, 80. So I took it out. Here it sits. I got some compressed air, put it in the spark plug hole, sprayed it in there, and the engine wants to turn over or spin as I'm holding it with this big ass socket. And this is only with like 15 or 20 psi, and it's pushing me. I can't even hold it. So it's telling me I'm not getting any blow by through the intake or the exhaust, and I'm not hearing anything coming out of the crankcase. But until the motor slightly turns, because the compression of the compressed air pushing the piston down opens up some leakage, and that's usually on the intake. So I've got it at top dead center on the compression stroke, so therefore the both intake and the exhaust valves are sealed, and the piston's coming up. I'm not getting any blow by, no leakage, but I still had really bad compression. So I'm stuck right here. So I've got it at, you can see it in there, the two dots, the top dead center. I think that's the firing mark. I don't know, but then right here, when I start turning this wheel slightly, you'll see, if I can get a good picture of it. It's real tricky to get this to line up on the, you're barely gonna see. Come on, zoom in. All right, so here we go. If I can barely catch this turn. All right, so now you're gonna see, I think this is top dead center. Ah, shit. So anyways, I think that line right there is, shit. Can't get this with my hands. There's too much pressure on the springs. Sorry, this is taking so long to get to the point here. Come on, zoom in. All right, there it is. I think that's the top dead center mark right there. Damn it. Anyway, so I checked it with my ignition module. So if you look right here, this is where it breaks. So here's where the arc is, I guess, where it receives its information to spark across to send charge or volt to the coil. And so that lines up with that opening right there, or close to it. And I've got the timing set right there. But because it's went past it a little bit, it's not going to be exactly on the mark here. Kind of see where that square notch is opened up on the crank trigger. So, and it does blink. The red light blinks all the time when it wants to start or when it's turning over, but it's not starting. So I'm thinking, I don't understand why I don't have good compression. I don't have any leaks on the intake or the exhaust. It does blow by after it turns the motor a little bit, then it starts to leak. So, here's some compressed air. See, you didn't hear it, but you can hear the air just hissing. Now it's gonna blow by. That's because the engine actually spun a little bit because of the compression of the air pushing down on the piston. So if there's anybody out there that owns a 500 that knows of a situation where I'm caught up in, I'm using my manual, I'm going online, looking on the bad web, Buell Bikers, bad web Buell, and I'm not able to get a good answer. I don't know why I have such bad compression. So, if I can get a better view of this. I don't think I can. It's just kind of hard to do it with a cell phone. Let's see if I can. I wonder if that's good enough. I can see that. So, here's what I'm going to do. Put this back on here, front top dead center. Okay. Alright. Let's see if I can hold this. Turn down my, I'm only at like 15-20 psi, so even at 15-20 psi I can barely hold this. Either I'm that weak or that's pretty strong pressure, because I had it at 100 and I couldn't hold it at all. So here we go. So you can hear it leaking by right there. If I slowly pull it this way, I can't hold it because see, I'm getting some kind of leak by, I guess. Maybe that's enough to say I can get good compression. So, okay, I did another test, and obviously you can tell it's leaking by, but it's still got enough pressure to push me off the wrench. I know this is a long drawn out video. I apologize. I didn't really get anywhere. I'm still gonna post this. Hopefully can somebody get on there and maybe help me out. Yeah, I get it. I got enough bikes to ride. I don't really need this bike. I just want to fix it. If anybody can give me a hand out there, an idea, something. All these other bikes run. Here's my wife's bike. I'm a big Buell kind of guy. Don't know why. Don't ask me why. I don't criticize anybody else. My Harley, my 900, 1125, my 1200, and my Cafe Sport 500, and I've got this other 500. Okay, thanks.